So in this tutorial we're going to look at exporting audio files within Logic Pro for sending off to a mixer, for example, to be remixed, possibly within another program. So in order to make this as easy as possible for the end user or mixer of this project, what we want to do is we want to bounce all the files from absolute zero so that everything starts in the same place. Now in order to do that, all we have to do is we have to start at the beginning of the project, and we can just select the end of the project as well, so just so we don't waste a whole load of file size, we can eventually bring that back. So that's the end of the project. There we go, that's good enough. Now all we have to do from here on is go to the File tab and go to Export and go All Tracks as Audio Files. And again, we can change some parameters, so we can save it as WAV files, which will show up in Pro Tools, for example, without the need for conversion. And we can change it to the original bit depth, which was 24-bit. You can also bypass any plugin effects if you wish to. And also leave overload protection on, which means that if anything clips, it basically protects the audio file from being clipped. So we can leave that on, and I would suggest creating a new folder for this, and let's call it export. And all we have to do now is 28 tracks to be bounced, perfect, is go save. Okay, cool. Once that's done, we can just have a look at our files which we just exported. And here we go. Here they all are, and they're all WAV files, as you can see, which we changed them to. And we can just go and open a new file within Logic, just to make sure that they're all in the right place and starting from zero. So let's create a new empty project. Audio files, great. And if we go to our audio bin, and then we can add, select all, and add, done. And we can create new tracks with those files. Hopefully. Eventually, at some point. And there you can see all of our files imported into Logic starting from absolute zero. We can also export individual tracks within Logic, and how we do this is we just select the track we want to export, go up to File, go Export, and then we can go one track as an audio file. You can also export individual regions, for example, these three selected regions, we can export them as their own individual audio files. The selection as a MIDI file is an interesting one as well. We can export the MIDI itself to bring back into, let's say, a later project where you've decided you want to change the string sound or something, and you've bounced it down as an audio file, and you want to revisit some of the MIDI parameters. So what we can do is we can export all of the MIDI data down as a MIDI file to re-import later on. And how we do this is we need to start from zero. So we can elongate this violin track to zero because it has to start from zero. And then what we need to do is we need to combine the MIDI into one single file. So what we can do is we can go to Edit, and we can go to Join and Join Regions, which is Apple J if you want to use the shortcut. And you can see it's become one file. And then we can go to Export and Selection as MIDI file. And then I recommend creating a subfolder for this, MIDI. and let's name it violin. Cool, so what we can do now is we can create a new project and we can just bounce this back into this project, so create a new instrument. And then we can use the import Midi file and go back to where we saved our Midi file, which is in our project folder and my subfolder of Midi, and select our violins, and we can import the tempo unless you've already set the tempo, and it's given it grand piano by default, which we can obviously change to our new sound of our violins. So violins. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please check out some of my other videos on my channel, and until next time.